The world is in trouble. The Industrial Revolution brought us year after year of rainforest reaping, climate creeping, land fracking, compassion lacking, consumerism, capitalism, ocean drilling, oil spilling, land filling, people killing fumes. The list goes on. With the overwhelming, heartbreaking, earth-shaking problems, what can we do? What will you do? Totnes, Devon. Pioneering the Transition Town movement, Totnes is a central hub to a world of sustainable practices and provides a great example as to how the whole country could be.
The transition movement is a grassroots movement of people now in 50 countries around the world, in thousands of communities, who are trying to figure out what we do about the huge shift that humanity needs to make over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Transition started here in the market town of Totnes in Devon in about 2005, 2006. And there are now, I think there's something like 1,400, 1,500 kind of official ones registered with us, but there's loads of other ones. So it's ordinary people around the world coming together with their neighbours, their friends, their relatives, their people in their town, their neighbourhood, on that scale over which we can have much more influence than trying to influence distant politicians and distant corporate leaders. This is really about what we can do here, now, about the challenges we face. We've done lots of projects around foods. There's lots of projects growing fruit trees and nut trees, and we've planted 300 and something trees around town in parks and gardens. There's an incredible edible project planting food on the station, down by Steamer Quay in various kind of unusual places. We have, for example, we have the local currencies, the Totnes pound. This is our £21 note. When people say, why have you got a £21 note? And you say, well, why not? You could have anything, couldn't you? You could have an £18.70 note if you wanted to. But the idea of this is the latest version of the Totnes pound. Really, the idea of the Totnes pound is that you have a currency that only cycles locally. You know, it's one of the big things in transition is this idea that you want to have an economy where rather than all the money just pouring out and going off to distant corporations and stuff, actually what you want to get that money doing is cycling as many times as possible. That's where the economic resilience comes from. My advice for somebody who wants to do more for the environment and doesn't know where to start is to find out what's already happening around you. Even if it turned out that climate change was really not a problem, and that actually none of these things were a problem, and that none of the environmental issues were a problem, actually most of the stuff you do in transition you would do it anyway, because it makes people happier. It makes communities where people are better connected and talk to each other. It generates more creativity and entrepreneurship and companionship, all those things that we really need to create a real kind of healthy, human, vibrant culture. Actually, we'd be doing those things anyway.
Okay, I work at BECO, which is one of the oldest energy companies in the southwest for renewable energy. My job entails visiting homes and farms, community groups, and I plan and design solar systems. This is a useful job. It's good for society. I feel good doing it. And it kind of goes with the other side of my life, which is music sees the day, which is, I was an activist for years, then I had to settle down and get a proper job. And this is better than a proper job because it's a job I like. There's a good amount of potential for making a really good change in society by having renewable energy and social welfare and environmental care as our sort of central intention. At the moment, we've got this great pyramid scheme of capitalism which keeps us all rushing around and generally slightly out of place. And I'm a bit of a dreamer there, but I do think these things are very possible. It's really tricky. You tread an ethical line the whole time about things, but you can't beat yourself up about it because we are where we are. So looking to the future, we have to set our intentions right.
So well, frack, the frack is over. Cracking the strata till the stratosphere is frankly thinking. Crack, the planet with the taxes paid. Backing on the back, what the frack?
So yeah, I came at music from sitting around fires at road protest camps basically, and became a musician because I went to uni to be an actor. And then I found music actually is a very good medium. It's easier than kind of rambling on actually, because you can think, you can focus, and you can get a whole set of your feelings out, you know, and people understand that. I don't want anything out of it. I just want people to become more aware of the environment and the earth. Have I always been of this mindset? God, no. No, I was completely naive. When I was 17, I would read The Sun, I would be drinking Coca-Cola, I'd be smoking my Benson and Hedges on the way to, you know, I had no idea. You can change your thinking if you're prepared to. I think you have to feel things first, and music does make you feel things. Our songs are about connecting with yourself and then connecting with the wider issues. You might not see it manifest in the world tomorrow, but yeah, they make a difference. You know, what happens when animals become extinct? What does that do to us? What does that do when you see people moved off the land? What does it do to you emotionally? You see the rainforest get cut down. You think, oh, sod it, there's just a couple of trees. They're primitive anyway, they could do with a bit of the, you know, everyone wants the internet. Do they, you know? So it promotes those sort of thinking like that. I think we need to think a bit with our hearts as well. But it's not to say to be flaky, you know, this is strong. This is about being warriors.
So this is all very well and good, but what can the average person do to make a difference in the world? 200 miles away, we are brought to the City of London.
I've had this allotment for about a year. This is coming up to my second harvest. I shared this one with a friend. What's lovely about growing your own vegetables is that you see the seeds going into the compost at home, and you put them on the windowsill in little seed pots, and then when it's time and the weather's right and the seeds have grown to little plants, putting them out in the soil and watching them grow, tending to them, watching them grow, and then of course the best bit's picking them and taking them home to eat. Now I've got into allotmenting myself, I don't know why more people don't do it. I think it's good for your soul. You can get away from everyday worries and routines and just come. Bringing more things down, and I think that's just an ongoing process of reusing things as we go along. Hopefully living like this will make a difference, certainly should make a difference in my pocket, and educating family and friends, encouraging people to come and see how their food grows, so I think that will make a difference, slowly but surely.
Being a lot more responsible with not throwing things away and reusing stuff, and the old saying waste not want not comes into mind very much. I also try not to throw stuff away that I can reuse.
Recycle, I think. Try and use public transport around London especially.
Yeah, the sort of easier stuff, the stuff that you can do, like little wins. recycle.
I buy locally sourced fruit and veg. I recycle. I don't buy many new clothes. I make a lot of my stuff myself. That kind of thing.
So every time, if you need to throw one thing, just choose the right one and put it there. That's it. It's not difficult. It's nothing difficult.
I think being a lot stricter, we've got a lot of the right ideas going down, but not too many people are sort of adhering to them. It sort of takes a lot of discipline.
Improving your awareness, some of the little things you don't really know.
Yeah.
I guess like trying to limit emissions, and just being thoughtful about what we do and how we do things.
The more people who are doing things, the better. I think a lot of people start with a certain kick and get lazy, and there's also there's other things that might seem bigger for other people. We should all do what we can. I'm vegetarian. Not everybody wants to do that, but that's a big effect on the environment. So if everybody is more aware of what they're doing and amplifies that, then the better we can be.
If you can put your car in the garage, and go outside with your walk. Have a quick walk with the bicycle. Even today, look, it's not the best. It's not the best weather I've seen in London, but this is the important. So keep your car in the garage and go out with the bicycle. That's the best thing that you can do.
Official figures say that we need to reduce our carbon dioxide emissions to between 1 and 2.5 tons per person per year if we're to stabilise the atmosphere. The government, on our behalf, consumes between 1 and 2 tons on street lights, hospitals and fighting wars. One return flight to Sydney, Australia produces 10 tons of carbon dioxide per passenger. What are you going to do? What am I going to do?
I will recycle, I'll use my bicycle, I'll walk into town, I'll turn the heating down, I'll wash my car with rags, I'll never use plastic bags, my clothes are ethically made, I'll drink my tea fair trade, I'll offset my carbon debt by planting trees in Tibet, and every third world home will have an energy saving light bulb all of their own. I'll fill my kettle